Innovation is a new method, idea, or product, etc., as in technological innovations. If you ever think that what you're doing is not working, you might want to consider Roger Troutman's song Computer Love from the 80s. It's a song in which a computer is used to act as an extension of his voice, and nowadays it will be described as something like auto-tune, but it was something that he used with his keyboard and a mouthpiece, almost like one of those scuba diving mechanisms that goes right into your mouth, and he blew out different notes. And at the time, it was considered sort of ridiculous because it wasn't actual singing. Many actual singers would say, you're not actually singing, you're doing the machine, letting the machine do all the work. But because of his innovation, Roger Troutman, he made a hit song that became featured in many movies as well as many other songs. And it's called Computer Love from the 80s. Was it a gimmick or a talent, or was it both? That's something that you decide, and how you define music and how much innovation or new techniques can go into changing something that has always been. And don't forget, your voice is also an instrument, and what he was doing was a digital extension of his voice, similar to what the guitar pedals, the wah pedal, the different distortion pedals are to the overdrive is to the electric guitar. So are we not playing the same songs? Are we not talented if we use these pedals in music? It's something that you have to decide. Where does the person begin to be a good guitarist or stop being a good guitarist because of the technological innovations? Election frenzy is now over, and many people's feelings are hurt. Some will never speak again. Some will change their dating profiles to reflect their stance on the results, and this will all seem normal to them. I can choose peace rather than this. Wayne Dyer, psychological, philosophical, and motivational speakers from the 70s, from the book The Erroneous Zones. Proverbs 25:24, it's better to live alone in a corner of an attic than with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. Proverb 21:19, it's better to live alone in the desert than with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. Big name talent are the formula for the tone deaf owners who know nothing about basketball, chemistry, but they do know a lot about big names and selling tickets in a hurry. For example, the New York Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns, what were you thinking? Admit it, you probably wish that you'd had a lot more pictures of your parents when they were younger, when they were your age, or when they were at a stage of life that you are currently in. This is the magic of photography that has found new life in cell phones, but also continues to be an actual historical remembrance of what used to be. Would these things even exist if not for the camera? But the innovation of the cell phone has made photography more accessible towards everyone, quicker, and also more manageable. Were it not for the cell phone, would the art of photography have been extinct by now? It's all temporary. Enjoy. Like the whiteness on a Polaroid, colors are coming soon. That's not a political take. This is fight weekend. If you remember Mike Tyson from the 80s and the 90s, he is described as a boxing legend, a knockout king, a man who has had many challenges in his life. He will fight Jake Paul, who is a lot younger than he is, a YouTuber. And Mike Tyson is said to be making $20 million for this fight, and Jake Paul is going to be making $40 million for this fight. Mike Tyson says he is not worried about his legacy because legacy is ego. He says that no one will remember you when you are gone, except for a few people who might remember you who you're related to, but as a whole, not really. Your body of work, so he's not worried about losing or winning, but he is worried about what he wants to do in the now. For Jake Paul, it might be a no-win situation because if he loses, he gets beaten by an old man way past his prime. And if he wins, he just beat an old man and he should be beat. If you're Jake Paul, you're taking an investment in yourself and building your legacy. If you're Mike Tyson, well, no one will remember anyway. In life, you will wear many hats. Sometimes it's blue, but sometimes it's red. Sometimes you're just trying to keep your head warm. Sometimes you're just trying to keep your thoughts warm. In life, you will wear many hats. Sometimes it's blue and sometimes it's red. But sometimes you're just trying to keep your thoughts warm. Poetry comes from the Latin word poetria, which is from medieval Latin. And in Latin, poeta is a poeta references creative literature in general. Before you do anything, breathe. Breathing, it lowers anxiety, depression, and improves memory. It helps to lower cortisol, and so does exercise and sleep. You want to reduce a little bit of belly fat? Breathe. You're feeling anxious because election season is over? Breathe. You're feeling anxious because now you have to talk to people who have a different point of view? Breathe. You have a big exam? Breathe. You don't want to do something that you do have to do? Well, breathe. It's the ultimate hack in personal health. Stop watching the news. They lie and they misinform. The best way to know that someone is misinformed in this day and age is when they say, "I saw it on the news." Even when you wake up, your alarm is followed by the latest news. What are they trying to distract you from besides your peace? I heard a conversation earlier this week. Person 1 says, "I heard so-and-so died." Person 2 says, "Yes, they did." Person 1 says, "Were they sick for a long time? Were they taking a lot of pills?" Person 2 says they were. At least now they are in a better place and comfortable. Person 1, "By the way, are you going to watch the Yankee game later?" That's how soon you'll be forgotten. Mike Tyson was right. Your time is now.